Hello, my name's Jeremy, author of the Peace and Purpose book series. At the end of this video, what I hope you walk away with is the intent of the book series and how the book series can help you live the life that you deserve. I wrote the book series with the intent of helping readers to develop their own life perspective, find inner peace, and chase purpose. When I originally wrote the book series, I was in a place of looking for inner peace myself. I had just gotten out of a series of unfortunate events, which ranged from domestic violence to the unfortunate loss of family members due to suicide to other personal issues for which I talk about in the books. I wanted to give a gift to the world that would prevent people or lower the risk of people going through some of the things that I've gone through. And it would also give those who are going through similar things a path out of their circumstances with lessons learned. I feel that life gives us circumstances and people to help mold and shape us to be the best version of ourselves. And when we take the time to connect those lessons learned with our gifts and talents, we find our purpose at the center. My purpose is to help people wake up. My purpose is to help people leverage self-awareness as a means to be the best version of themselves and to maximize on this life experience. The Peace and Purpose book series is one way that I'm honoring my purpose. What we're going to do is walk through each of the 6 books and one workbook in a way that helps you understand maybe some things that you can take away from the books and workbook, as well as how they all connect. Let's get started. A Gift of Peace and Purpose, A Survivor's Journey is the first book in the Peace and Purpose book series. It is my gift to the world, that of peace and purpose based on my journey as a survivor. We all have survived so many challenging circumstances in our lives. I feel that those circumstances that involve people, and sometimes only ourselves, are hidden lessons that are intended to mold and shape us and ready us to be the best version of ourselves. So that way, when we apply our gifts and talents and are of service to people, we have found our purpose. Not only will you know how I found my purpose by going inward and leveraging therapy and meditation, you'll see how I found peace in trusting the process of life and allowing it to unfold. It's not easy, but it's definitely doable. The challenging circumstances that I went through from 0 to 28 were pebbles that turned into bricks, bricks that turned into boulders, boulders that turned into a brick wall that fell on top of me. Life was always whispering to me and nudging me to become self-aware, to achieve my purpose, but I wasn't listening. I was simply trying to survive. What I've realized in the journey of self-awareness is that it is ongoing, and that's what life is about. Being the best version of ourselves, striving to be the best version of ourselves, and allowing our thoughts, words, and deeds to be aligned with our purpose. When we operate from a place of peace and we chase our purpose, abundance is on the other side. Abundance comes in the form of opportunities that we can use our free will, choice to co-create the life that we deserve. I hope that at the end of this book, not only will you walk away with ways to find inner peace and identify and chase your purpose, but you'll have the motivation to make intentional choices with your thoughts, words, and deeds to chase purpose every day of your life. Love and Meditation, The Keys to Manifestation is the second book in the Peace and Purpose book series. It talks about the importance of defining love, defining meditation, and using love and meditation as a way to hold yourself accountable, to go inward, to connect your life experiences in a way that helps you make informed decisions to co-create or manifest the life that you deserve. This was my most challenging book because I had not defined what love was to me. I was simply demonstrating what had been demonstrated to me without the context of what was my life and what was my norms and how I viewed life. As a result of that, I ended up in circumstances that involved people, which taught me lessons that I then talked about in my therapy sessions and in meditation. Meditation was the safe space to go inward and be vulnerable and honest and connect the dots in a place where only I was able to go. When I realized that I loved myself enough to hold myself and others accountable to what love was to me, when I saw the importance of therapy and how meditation was a sacred space within myself to connect all of the dots, I started to make better decisions that would help me co-create or manifest the life that I deserved. Lenses, Seeing the Unseen Spaces Between Us is the third book in the Peace and Purpose book series. It is about identifying the multiple lenses that we have in life to better understand circumstances and people. For the sake of this book, we talk about the physical lens and the spiritual lens. The physical lens represents surviving and just getting through life. The spiritual lens represents thriving and seeing what's beneath the surface, recognizing that circumstances and people are actually lessons in disguise, lessons that undo the things that have happened to our family lines, and lessons intended to mold and shape us to be the best version of ourselves. It's important for us to know how to switch between lenses, because if we don't see the lessons that we are intended to learn, we will get into cycles that can be passed from generation to generation and passed throughout communities. And that's not what we want. We want to understand how life allows people and circumstances, without them knowing it, to be what we need in order to get to the places that we're trying to get to. And that's when we ask for things knowingly and unknowingly. At the end of this book, what I hope is that you will understand how to identify your physical and spiritual lens, so that way you navigate life by looking through your spiritual lens, taking the time with yourself to look at your circumstances and the people in your life to ask, what are they trying to teach me? What is the lesson that I'm meant to learn? And how is this helping me? Knowing that on the other side of that, they too are doing the same thing. Well to the Soul, Pouring from a Full Vessel is the fourth book in the Peace and Purpose book series. This book is about recognizing that we are living vessels that has limited capacity with divine purpose. I did not realize the importance of self-care until therapy and meditation. When I went inward, I realized that I was always putting others before me and giving myself what I had left, which was often nothing. If we are to chase our purpose, we need to ensure that the vessel, the limited vessel that we are, is taken care of through self-care, through healthy boundaries, and offering ourselves only when the circumstances are conducive to honoring our purpose, being the best version of ourselves, and showing up when we have the capacity to do so. What I hope that you walk away with after reading this book is recognizing that honoring your purpose takes stamina. And in order for you to pour your purpose into the world, you have to pour from a full vessel. Hidden Meadows, The Fulfilled Promise is the fifth book in the Peace and Purpose book series. It emphasizes what's at stake if we don't choose a life of peace and purpose. It emphasizes the importance of trusting the process, allowing it to unfold, releasing to receive, and chasing purpose. Because what's on the other side of all of these things is abundance. We discussed abundance being more than just opportunities, materialistic things, but life experiences and so much more. If we don't take the time to go on the journey of peace and purpose, future generations, not just within our family, but within our community and the collective human experience, are at a disadvantage. Even if you choose to just go through life surviving, realize that the decisions that you do and do not make have implications beyond what you can see. That's why it's so important to live a life of peace and purpose. You never know how the decisions that you make will not only impact you, but those that live in this human experience with us. Compass of Love, The Journey of Peace and Purpose is the 6th book in the Peace and Purpose book series. It takes the letters that I've written to myself at different points of my life, my lessons learned, and what I wish I knew, and formatted it in a way that acts as a compass to help future generations navigate life, navigate their own journey of peace and purpose. It's important to share lessons learned because we don't want people to repeat the things that we've already gone through. I can only imagine where my life would be had someone shared their lessons that they learned in their life, their circumstances, how they derived meaning from life, how they leveraged their gifts and talents to be of service to people. I don't want future generations to go through the same things that I've gone through. If there's anything that I could do, it would be to offer a compass, that of love, to help them navigate life in their journey of peace and purpose. The Journey of Peace and Purpose is the 7th and final addition to the Peace and Purpose book series. It takes the contents from the first 6 books and turns it into a workbook. This workbook is intended to help those who don't have a lot of time, have hectic lifestyles, or prefer to have a more hands-on approach to self-help. As a hands-on kinesthetic learner, it is difficult for me to read hundreds of pages of a book and then take lessons and apply them to whatever I'm trying to accomplish. With that in mind, this book gives you the space to read, reflect, and journal so that way you, at your own pace, can go on the journey of peace and purpose. We've now gone through all 7 books of the Peace and Purpose book series. I hope that something that we've discussed resonates with you and inspires you to go on your own personal journey of peace and purpose.